Hello, incoming sixth grade families. I'm Weston Lucas. I'm the associate principal at Islander Middle School, and I am so excited to welcome you to IMS in the fall. I've got my IMS shirt on. I'm out in the sunshine because we are so ready to welcome you to IMS as sixth graders. I put together a small video to talk about expectations and what it's like to be a sixth grader and what our expectations are for you. So hopefully you can learn something today and get really excited to join IMS in the fall. Thanks so much. What does it mean to be an IMS Gator? At IMS, our students are respectful, responsible, and safe. We really value those three things, and all of our rules and regulations at IMS are encompassed in the idea of being respectful, responsible, and safe. In the classroom, in our interactions with our peers and our teachers, in the hallway, and the lunchroom, all Gators are responsible, respectful, and safe. There are some rules and regulations that we want you to know prior to you arriving at IMS, and we'll just go through those quickly today. Again, we want to remember to always be respectful, responsible, and safe. As far as rules, let's start with cell phones. It's really important that cell phones are off during school hours. Once the first bell rings, initiating the start of the first class, your cell phone needs to be off and in your backpack. You can't have it out in the hallways, you can't have it out in the classrooms, but once the bell rings at the end of the day, you are able to go ahead and take those phones out as well. Hi Gators, I hope that you're finding this information helpful. I wanted to jump in with a little bit of an addendum or extra information for the 2021-2022 school year. Although we won't have phones as we're in the hallway and in the classroom, we are going to be using our cell phones at lunchtime. So what I'm going to show you in just a minute is Miss Budges, one of our co-principals, walking you through what lunch will look like and how you'll be able to use your cell phone during lunchtime.
Hi Gators, we're back in the lunchroom and we're really excited to talk to you about how lunch is going to work this year. So when you come back, you are going to have choice about where you sit. So there are chairs, as you can see, spread out all over the lunchroom. And you're going to get to choose which chair you sit in. And when I come up to the chair and I say, okay, this is the place I'm going to sit for lunch, I'm going to look down and see that there's a QR code. I'm going to take my phone or my iPad and I'm going to click the QR code. And all I have to do is hit submit. There are lots of boxes, but they're already pre-filled. So I'm just going to slide it up, hit submit, and then that connects me with this particular location and allows us to contact trace when and if it's necessary. Additionally, you'll see that we have the chairs 6 feet apart from one another, and so the chairs need to stay in the place where they are located by the QR code. So we're not moving chairs, but you can pick a chair. And you may choose to sit inside, or there will be seats outside as well, and that is up to you what you want to choose each time. In the lunchroom, it's really important to remember that the only time your mask is off is once you are seated with your food. Otherwise, your mask is on the whole time. But once you're seated, you click your QR code, you've got your lunch, you're eating in your lap, or you're ready to eat, then you can take your mask down and eat. And then as soon as you are done eating, mask goes back on, you clean up your stuff, and you can decide to go outside, you can decide to stay seated chatting with the friends around you. There will be other options for you at lunch as well.
You've probably heard that there will not be any lockers at IMS next year, so it's important that you're planning ahead to carry your materials in your backpack or leave things in the classroom. Backpacks are allowed everywhere except the lunchroom during lunch. And that's a space issue and a safety issue. We want to make sure we're being respectful, responsible, and safe, and leaving our backpacks in the classroom where we were just prior to lunch or the classroom that we're headed to right after lunch. iPads as well are not allowed in the lunchroom during lunch. And it's really a safety issue. We want to make sure that we're not leaving that iPad somewhere where it can be taken. So making sure it's secured in our backpacks at all times and that it's not out during the lunchtime. It is a learning tool and needs to be kept in the classroom for your safety. Speaking of lunchtime, we do have a variety of lunchtime activities at IMS. It's very exciting. One of the things that I love about IMS is all the opportunities that we have during lunch. We have foosball, we have ping pong, we have basketball, we have open gym where students can kind of get out some of that energy they have during the day. They can also go out to the field and participate in a lot of outdoor activities. And it's very fun. So lunch is a great time for students to engage in some of these activities. At the end of the school day, it's important to remember that students are welcome to stay after school for a school sponsored club and activity. And in just a minute, I'll get into a list of what those activities are. But if a student is not going to participate in an after school activity, they do need to leave campus at the conclusion of the day. So 2:50 on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or 1:20 on Wednesday. There is an activity bus for those students who stay to participate in school sanctioned activities. There's a bus that takes them home at just after 4 o'clock. But if a student leaves campus at the end of the school day and does not participate in an activity, they are not eligible to ride the activity bus. And that's important to keep in mind. So, what kind of activities do we have at IMS? I'm so glad you asked. Here's a list. It's not comprehensive. And the important thing to remember is if you don't see a club that you're interested in on this list, talk to someone at the school, talk to a staff member, talk to a principal, and let them know that you're interested in starting a new club. And we can try to help find new students to participate in that club as well. But what we do know that we're going to have is clubs like Homework Center, Drama Club, the Green Team Club, and you can see a variety listed here. So these are some of our rules and regulations. These are the big ones we need to consider as we're planning to transition to IMS. The important thing to remember is that as Gators, we're always respectful, responsible, and safe. Again, we are so excited to welcome you to IMS in the fall as a sixth grader. Go Gators.